sun was dipping low behind the city skyline, casting long golden shadows on the quiet suburban streets, as Officer James Harper cruised his patrol car on a routine evening shift. The familiar hum of the radio and the faint scent of pine air freshener mingling in the confined space. He had seen it all in his years on the force traffic violations, disputes, moments of quiet kindness. But nothing could have prepared him for what was about to unfold that evening as he rounded a gentle curve on Maple Drive. A sleek black pickup truck suddenly zipped past him, clearly over the speed limit. The driver, oblivious to the flashing blue and red lights that immediately ignited behind the vehicle. With practiced precision, James flicked on his siren and pulled the truck over at the next safe spot near a quiet park, his heart beating a bit faster, not just from the adrenaline of the stop, but because there was something strangely familiar about the vehicle and its driver. As James approached the driver's side window, he felt a strange tightening in his chest, a mix of curiosity and a strange sense of déjà vu. The window rolled down, and the driver, a middle-aged man with kind eyes and a gentle smile, introduced himself as Dr. Samuel Reed, a local veterinarian known for his dedication to rescuing stray animals and nursing them back to health. But what truly stopped James in his tracks was the sight beside Dr. Reed, a beautiful golden retriever with soft, soulful eyes and a familiar wagging tail that instantly stirred a flood of memories. James blinked twice, heart skipping a beat as he recognized the dog, Max, his childhood companion who had passed away years ago after a long battle with illness. The same dog who had been the reason he'd first wanted to become a police officer, to protect and serve those who couldn't protect themselves. How was Max here, alive and well, sitting calmly in the passenger seat, as if waiting for a ride home? Questions tumbled through James's mind like a waterfall. Was it a coincidence, a look-alike, or something more? Dr. Reed noticed the astonishment in James's eyes and gently explained that this Max was actually a rescue dog who reminded him so much of a beloved pet he had lost, and that he'd been fostering him for months, preparing him for adoption, hoping to find the right forever family. But there was something deeper. When James reached out tentatively to touch Max's soft fur, the dog's eyes met his with an unspoken connection. As if recognizing a kindred spirit, the officer's stern exterior melted away as memories of playing fetch in the backyard, late-night cuddles, and silent companionship flooded back. They talked for a long while by the roadside, Dr. Reed sharing stories of his work, saving injured strays, and James opening up about Max's impact on his life, and why the dog meant so much to him. The speed violation was quickly forgiven. When James realized the truck was rushing to an emergency, Dr. Reed had just received a call about a sick wolf pup found on the outskirts of town, and time was of the essence to save the creatures fragile life. Together, they hurried to the vet clinic, and on the way, James felt a profound gratitude, not only for the chance encounter, but for the reminder of the deep bonds we share with our animal friends, bonds that transcend time and circumstance. That night, as the vet team worked tirelessly to nurse the wolf pup back to health, James sat beside Max, the golden retriever who had unexpectedly re-entered his life, feeling a quiet peace settle over him, a reminder that sometimes fate has a way of weaving its own stories, of bringing old friends back when they're needed most, and of showing us that the heart's capacity for love, loyalty, and healing is endless. And as the moon cast a silver glow over the quiet streets, James knew this night was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, new friendships, and the unbreakable spirit of those four-legged heroes who quietly change lives, one paw at a time. As the night deepened, the small veterinary clinic buzzed with quiet urgency, fluorescent lights casting a steady glow over the rows of kennels and medical equipment, while outside the world seemed to hush in reverence to the fragile life within those walls. Officer James Harper found himself sitting on a worn stool beside Max, the golden retriever who had so unexpectedly stirred a well of emotions he thought long sealed beneath years of duty and routine. Max rested his head gently on James's knee, his warm breath steady and calm, as if sensing the officer's troubled heart. Dr. Samuel Reed moved briskly between treatment rooms, his hands steady, but his eyes betraying a deep concern for the small wolf pup laying fragile in a cage, its tiny body barely breathing beneath the layers of blankets and IV tubes. This pup, found shivering and wounded on the outskirts of the dense forest, was more than just another rescue to Dr. Reed. It was a symbol of hope, a testament to the delicate balance between the wild and the human world, and a reminder that these creatures, whether domesticated dogs or wild wolves, deserved a chance to thrive. James watched as Dr. Reed carefully adjusted the oxygen mask over the pup's snout, whispering soft reassurances to the little creature, his voice a soothing balm in the sterile room. Memories of his own childhood, playing alongside Max in the sunlit backyard, flooded James's mind. How the dog had always been a source of strength during difficult times, a silent companion whose loyalty never wavered. That bond was the reason James had chosen a career in law enforcement, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves, including the animals who shared this world with him. Now, sitting in this quiet clinic with a rescued wolf pup fighting for life and a dog who had reignited his hope, James felt a sense of purpose renewed. The hours passed slowly but surely, with Dr. Reed and his small team working tirelessly to stabilize the pup. Outside, the night gave way to dawn, the first soft light filtering through the windows as the city began to wake. James and Dr. Reed finally took a moment to catch their breath in the small break room, sharing coffee and stories that revealed more than just their professions. They shared a deep compassion for the voiceless, a drive to make a difference, no matter the obstacles. James confessed how seeing Max again had been both a shock and a comfort. And Dr. Reed explained how every dog he rescued carried a story, a past full of pain and love, and that sometimes those stories intertwined in ways beyond coincidence. The bond between man and dog was not merely companionship, but a lifeline, a bridge between worlds. Over the following weeks, James became a frequent visitor to the clinic, drawn not only by concern for the wolf pup, whom they named Luna for the silvery light of the moon that shone over her on the night she was found, but also by the chance to spend time with Max and Dr. Reed. Their conversations ranged from police work to animal rescue, from the challenges of rehabilitation to the simple joy of watching a dog chase a ball, or a pup tentatively explore the world around her. Slowly, Luna grew stronger under their care, her once fragile body filling out with muscle and confidence, her eyes bright and curious like the stars themselves. Max remained by James's side through it all, a steadfast presence that rekindled old joys and healed old wounds. James found himself sharing parts of his life he'd kept buried, the loss of his family, the loneliness that sometimes crept in after long shifts, and the silent gratitude for a dog's unconditional love. One afternoon, as James and Dr. Reed walked Luna on a leash in a nearby wooded park, the three of them became a quiet testament to healing and hope. Passers-by smiled at the sight of the wolf pup, an almost mythical creature in their midst, and the golden retriever trotting happily beside her, both animals showing the resilience and spirit that James admired so much. It was in those moments, with Luna's nose twitching at new scents and Max's tail wagging with joy, that James realized this was more than a chance encounter. It was a turning point. The lessons learned from his years as a police officer, combined with the compassion and dedication of a veterinarian who saw every animal as a life worth saving, had created something special. It wasn't just about law or medicine. It was about understanding, empathy, and the power of connection. Months later, when Luna was strong enough to be released back into a protected wildlife sanctuary, James and Dr. Reed stood side by side watching her disappear into the dense trees, her silhouette framed by the setting sun. There was a bittersweetness to the moment, knowing she belonged to the wild, but also recognizing the profound impact they had on her survival. Max barked softly, as if saying goodbye, and James felt a lump in his throat, overwhelmed by the journey that had brought them all here. He knew that the story didn't end with Luna's release. It was part of a larger tale, a story of second chances, of unexpected friendships, and the endless bond between humans and their canine companions. From that day forward, James found a new purpose, not just in enforcing the law, but in advocating for the voiceless creatures who needed champions as fiercely as any citizen. And every time he glanced at Max, sitting loyally by his side, he was reminded that sometimes the greatest surprises come in the form of a dog riding shotgun in a speeding truck, or a small wolf pup fighting for life, or the quiet moments shared beneath a moonlit sky where stories of love, loss, and hope come alive. The world was full of such stories, and James was ready to tell them all, one paw print at a time as weeks turned into months. The bond between Officer James Harper, Dr. Samuel Reed, Max, and the spirited wolf pup Luna deepened beyond anything James had anticipated, transforming his understanding of loyalty, healing, and the unspoken communication that passes between humans and their animal companions. Each day spent at the veterinary clinic or wandering the peaceful trails with Luna and Max was a gentle reminder that life's most profound lessons often come from the quietest moments: a nuzzle, a soft bark, or a trusting gaze. And through those moments, James discovered a new chapter in his own story that blended duty with compassion, courage with vulnerability, and the relentless pursuit of justice with the soft power of kindness. Max, once a symbol of James's childhood innocence, and now a constant companion again, grew ever more joyful and serene, his presence soothing the stress and weariness of James's police work, while Luna, whose wild spirit remained unbroken despite her harrowing rescue, thrived in her new life that was part rehabilitation and part sanctuary, embodying the delicate balance between freedom and care. The community began to notice the subtle change in James, a warmth that softened his usual stoic demeanor, a willingness to listen, not just to human concerns, but to the silent voices of animals needing advocacy and protection. He started organizing awareness programs in schools about animal rescue, responsible pet ownership, and the importance of preserving wildlife habitats. His stories resonating deeply as he recounted his own journey with Max and Luna. Dr. Reed, too, found a renewed sense of purpose through their partnership, his veterinary practice blossoming into a hub for rescue efforts and education, fueled by a shared vision with James that transcended their professions and spoke to something universal: the unbreakable bond between man and beast, forged through trust, patience, and love. Yet, life wasn't without its challenges. One evening, James faced a difficult call: a young stray dog caught in a dangerous situation near a construction site, limping and terrified. Without hesitation, James and Dr. Reed rushed to the scene, their teamwork seamless, a testament to the trust and respect built over months of collaboration. As they carefully coaxed the injured dog to safety, James couldn't help but reflect on how far he'd come from a solitary officer, enforcing the law to a guardian of all creatures, large and small. Back at the clinic, the dog was given the name Chance, a fitting reminder that every life deserved an opportunity to heal and thrive. As Chance recovered, so did James's spirit, uplifted by the tangible difference their work made and the community's growing support for rescue and rehabilitation efforts. At home, Max curled up by James's side each night, a loyal sentinel whose eyes seemed to say, "You're not alone," while Luna, now a confident and graceful figure, often accompanied James on early morning patrols, her presence a symbol of resilience and hope. Their journey culminated one quiet evening under the vast canopy of stars, where James found himself standing beside a gently crackling campfire with Dr. Reed, Max resting his head on James's knee, and Luna lying peacefully nearby. The air was filled with the soft rustling of leaves and the distant call of nocturnal creatures, reminding them that the world was vast, mysterious, and full of stories waiting to be told. In that moment, James spoke quietly about the unexpected ways life had unfolded, how a simple traffic stop led to a reunion with Max, the rescue of Luna, and ultimately, a new mission to protect those who could not speak for themselves. Dr. Reed nodded, his eyes reflecting the firelight and a shared understanding that their work was far from over, but that every step forward mattered. As the fire's glow faded and the night grew still, James felt a profound peace settle over him, knowing that while he couldn't change the past, he could honor it by embracing the present with open arms and an open heart. And so, their story, born from a chance encounter on a lonely road, became a beacon of hope for many, a testament to the transformative power of compassion, the enduring strength of friendship, and the magic that happens when we open ourselves to the love and loyalty of our four-legged companions. In the end, it wasn't just about law enforcement or veterinary care. It was about the stories that bind us, the lives we touch, and the paws that walk beside us through every twist and turn of our journey. For James, Max, Luna, and Dr. Reed, the road ahead was uncertain, but full of promise, paved with countless adventures yet to come, and a shared commitment to making the world a kinder place, one rescue, one story, one paw at a time.